Welcome to Black Love Matters, where this serves a therapy session for figuring out adulthood,
loving each other,
or finding our inner Brock and Michelle,
or Jay-Z and Beyonce. Or in this episode, we're going to do my girl. You already know who my girl is, don't you? Keisha Lance Bottoms and Derek Bottoms.
Okay.
Actually, her name, I can't even call her Keisha no more. Her name is Mayor Bottoms. Keisha Lance has been replaced by Mayor. Oh. So Mayor Bottoms married Derek Bottoms on October 1994 at Aladdin's Ben Hill United Methodist Church. The couple are both attorneys, met 3 years prior during their years at Georgia State University of Law. He's about 6 years her seniors, and they got 4 children. Atlanta City Councilwoman, Mayor Bottoms, what I'm talking about, has raised awareness about the National Adoption Month, which was in November. She and her husband, as I said, Derek, adopted their 4 children. She just all over the shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What you got to say about?
The Bottoms are running in Atlanta.
Yeah. Why do you have to do that?
What?
Oh, let me shout out where Derek Bottoms worked. He was the Vice President of Employment Practices and Associate Relations at Home Depot. What's that? HR?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Employment
He been doing it for 18 years.
Associate Relations.
I like that. Yeah, no, we being nosy. How old is Keisha? I thought Keisha was like right there.
No, Keisha in her 40s. She like 47.
Well, you know, black don't crack, honey.
No, sure don't.
So that's why I was like, how many children? Well, she adopted children, so I guess you can adopt children here. But I said, how many she got? And where she been? And how she been doing? But shout out to them. I got to do more research on her. Sis holding this down, though.
Yeah, she is.
I'm super, super excited about it.
She was born in 1970.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she looked good then.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's right. All right, Niram, who is you?
47.
Niram, who is you?
I'm Niram.
I'm Nyambi.
And this is episode 92.
It's 92, y'all.
Man, we getting close to the 100.
Happy Wednesday.
What up, y'all?
Oh, my goodness. Why are the weeks dragging now? I told you it's that time in the winter. January and February are hard months. It's hard time for folks in cold weather states. And hell, the way the weather going now, that's the whole United States.
Right.
This is hard months, honey. It's hard time.
Ooh, this heat bill gonna be high.
Oh, Niram, stop being so cheap.
All right, we say that one now.
Oh,
heat bill.
I thought you said you got it.
I got it, baby.
All right, then. Stop complaining. Be blessed.
Shit, you know, old
Be thankful. Be thankful.
You know what
be
they
grateful.
say? When you get old, you just start talking about the same shit over and over again.
My
the heat
uncle's
bill,
weather,
the weather, and grass.
That's what my uncles talk about, no matter what the season is.
I'm assuming I'm getting there because that's all I can talk about is that heat bill.
Well, Niram, you know, in 2018, didn't you say you're going to be grateful? Because when you're grateful, there's no room for fear, anxiety, or anything else.
Oh,
hey.
I ain't got no fear, anxiety, or any of that, but still.
Jesus.
Still like to talk about that heat bill.
Niram, tell them where the folks can find us and rate it and review us.
All right. Y'all ready?
No, Niram. Say that for Friday.
All right. Apple Podcasts and Stitcher. God damn.
Thank you.
Just take my joy away.
I ain't taking your joy away.
It brings me joy to give the people
tell them, but you can't do it Friday.
Nope. I'll wait till Friday.
All righty.
Find us on Apple Podcasts and Stitcher. Leave 5-star ratings and reviews. And follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Black Love Matters. Remember, that's black with no K.
My turn?
Yeah. What you check in?
So I'm finally back in white-ass New England, y'all.
Welcome back.
It's been a long time since I've been here.
Mm-hmm.
It's been like 2 weeks since I've been home.
I know.
How you feel about that?
Bittersweet.
What the hell does that mean? What do you mean bittersweet? What? I'm going to need you to unpack that.
Well, this morning, you know, because I usually get up around about 5, 6 a.m. to go work out. So, you know, this is the first time in 2 weeks, 3 weeks that I had to tiptoe out the bed because I didn't want to wake up Nyambi.
You wake me up regardless.
What you mean?
Nero, you don't get up quiet.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
I tiptoe and everything.
Okay. So I'm home. It was a long journey here. I was actually supposed to be here like Sunday, but my flight got canceled and it kept getting canceled. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, Jesus, just get me home. And I'm so thankful to finally be home. But getting here was a trip. Even when I went to the airport, what was it, last night? Or the night before last, I should say. The flight was delayed then. Mm-hmm. Did you think I was going to make it out?
Nope.
When you thought I finally was going to be home?
I thought you was going to come home on Wednesday or today. When y'all listen to this.
And call it a day?
Yep. Wednesday or today at 8 p.m.
Yeah. So I had to go through that. And coming back home was a trip. I rode JetBlue, and JetBlue had a lot of cancellations, honey. And I can tell when I went to Detroit Airport, it was a wrap. all the other airlines was sitting looking because I got a late flight, and it looked Southwest and all the other folks in that North Terminal was just leaning against the counters looking. But when I tell you them lines for JetBlue was wrapped with a capital W, to the point where I was like, "Ma'am, have you already checked in?" I was like, "Yeah, I just need to drop my bags," and they were like, "Go over here, go in this line." And I think there was some type of connection flight. Going back to my Boston flight, because when I got in that other line, there was only 2 people in line. And I went next to that counter. Them people looked at me like they could have killed me. They looked at it and said, "Where that nigga bitch going?" Because it looks like I guess JetBlue got a relationship with, it was called Emirates Airlines or something like that, and it looks like it was a couple connectors there. Like, because even when we got on the flight to Boston, like the Boston crew was like, "You got a real quick turnover. So once you get off this plane, go to Terminal E. Don't stop. If you go past the security guard, you're not going to make your flight because you got to go back through security." So I think some of those flights was a little turned around, but I don't really have too much other than that. Oh, I want to watch The Chi. Have you watched The Chi yet?
Nope.
Please watch it sometime this week. Because I watched the first 30 minutes of it, and I'm already in love, and I had to stop because I know I have to be in the right mental space.
Oh, okay.
Because I can feel it's already tugging at my heartstrings. I feel like I need to be extra in the show, and I know Lena Waithe is. Did I say Waithe or Waithe?
Waithe, baby.
I got it right the first time. Look at Naomi. It's killing it, and I know it's going to be something that speaks to my soul. And I already heard some of the folks on social media saying it's sickening. So I need to be in the right space and time to truly appreciate it. So that's what I'm going to do.
I know Showtime got a free 30-day trial.
Oh, they do?
Sign up for.
Oh, okay. Because I told you Showtime don't got much shit I like. It ain't no diversity on Showtime.
No, I think what I might do is because it's like $5 a month.
Yeah.
Just get it until the show go off. So what's that like?
Or wait till the show go off.
10
and
weeks.
then binge it.
Yeah, either way.
But only thing I liked on Showtime was The Affair. Have y'all seen The Affair? Nigga, that's a good show.
It was a good show.
But I guess the update I got was that it's my first day home and I'm in my pajamas all day. Are you happy about that, Niram, or no? What's your thoughts? Because Niram loved to talk about me in my pajamas.
Let's see. Is Nyambi in pajamas good for the blacks?
What? what does that mean? What do you mean is it good for the blacks?
Is it good for the blacks? You know, you got to do what you got to do when you get back. I know you got to rest and, get some energy because you've been all over the world, all over the place. But, expect you to put on some clothes tomorrow.
I don't know.
I expect you
Niram, your turn.
Out your pajamas.
Your turn, Niram.
What's going on?
Lastly, have anybody y'all seen The Rundown with this Robin Thede on BET? I've never heard of her until this, and I feel like I need to be supporting and I'm missing the movement.
Oh.
Is she funny? Have you heard of her, Niram?
I've seen one show. It's pretty good.
Oh, really? Why didn't you tell me about it?
Because I only seen one show.
What time do it come on?
Late night.
Oh, she in our spot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
Late night.
You silly. She's in our spot.
Stupid. She in her spot. We had to be on like midnight.
Jesus.
They're late.
I'll cut back on the cussing.
I know, right?
Jeez.
We need to be on a TV show like Vice or something. Revolt.
Viceland.
Daddy, cut the check.
HBO.
Daddy, cut the check.
HBO. We can cut back on cussing.
Yeah, I can say one less nigga.
Yeah. Go ahead, Nero.
What's going on with me? Other than that, I'm doing good. Got these articles coming out. Your boy Niram in magazines and shit. All types of shit. I'm out here making moves. Trying to make my money moves. Yeah, trying to make money moves. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if money is even a N-word these days. I don't think so.
Well, I don't.
White people starting to use it, so you know what's going.
They done took it over, honey.
It's like lit. Like white people done took over lit.
Yeah,
they done took over dabbing. So I need to figure out what's the new word.
I never was a fan of dabbing.
No,
it was kind of lame.
Gotcha. So just riding the wave of that. I talked to my publicist today. I got a
publicist. Yeah. I talked to my publicist today.
Your boy's making moves. Got publicists and shit. Hell yeah. Talked to my publicist, and I got me couple phone calls with some brands that want to do some brand ambassadorships and sponsorships and things of that sort. So we're gonna see what those be about. Mm-hmm. See if we can make some money if they're just trying to throw some gear at me. And at this point, I've been doing this blogging thing since 2012. I ain't trying to. You can't just throw gear at me. I need money.
Gotcha.
I
think that's a separate episode. Have we had an episode about entrepreneurships?
No, we haven't.
I don't think I said the right word. Entrepreneurship. Nope. I added an S to it like Kmart.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sure.
Don't be dropping that mic. Entrepreneurship and relationships and balance and all that. That might be a good episode. I have to put a pin in that.
Yeah. So what else? So niggas, we boycotting H&M now?
Are we?
I don't know.
What was H&M apology? Because I know they apologized.
The thing is, can I be real with y'all?
Be real.
I could never fit their clothes anyway. So,
well, H&M are like disposable clothes.
Look,
so you only can wear them once or twice. Maybe hand wash them on a delicate cycle once and hang them up. You can't put them in a dryer.
I just want to be. I could never fit their clothes anyway. So I was never standing for H&M.
I feel like H&M is the ones when you kind of broke, but you need a cute outfit, and all you guys $20.
Nor have I ever bought anything, nor have I stepped in that store only because of you. Mm-hmm. So I've always been on a lifelong boycott of H&M because I can't fit their clothes.
Ain't no size inclusion.
Ain't no size inclusion. So Naomi, are you boycotting H&M?
I mean, usually me and Nia talk about this. January and February, I'm on a spending. What's it called? Fast.
Yep.
So I'm boycotting everybody except the grocery store and the gas station. Really.
Okay.
Are you asking me how I feel about the situation? It's not new. Like it has to be a fatigue, right? Mm-hmm. When these movements happen on social media, that I'm like, oh, okay, I can't take no more. Mm-hmm. And not that what H&M did was right or anything, but is there a word for that? I'm like, I'm fatigued of it. Yeah. Like they done got the boy. Then the people was dragging H&M. Then some fools tried to drag his mama.
Yeah.
And then somebody done got it and redid the shirt what it's supposed to say. Mm-hmm. Then somebody done got a white person and put, I'm the sharpest cracker in the box. Like, it's just too much.
And then there's word that Diddy signed him to Shine John, gave his ass $1 million and said, come to Shine John.
I mean, I don't think the young boy was hurting.
No. You know,
this is complicated.
It is very complicated.
So what I'm battling with, was it racist or racial? Mm-hmm. Does it make sense? Racism was done with an intent, right? Racial being it was insensitive, right? There's two different things, meaning that it wasn't even on my radar. So when people are racist, it is intentional. Like, oh nigga, we got this little black monkey coming. Put him in that motherfucking shirt and put it on the site, right? Mm-hmm. Being insensitive and is culturally insensitive and culturally incompetent is not knowing the implication. Do you know what I'm saying? Those two different things. I ain't gonna argue with y'all niggas. I got degrees in this. It is two different things, but I'm tired.
So here's the other thing.
I'm not saying either one's right, but what is the... I think it goes back to when people be saying they sorry, but this ain't H&M first rodeo with this bullshit either. So I ain't taking
got
no
black in time. So there's a couple things.
Ain't it a Swedish brand?
Yeah,
it's not even black people in Sweden.
So here's really my thing.
What
is that? White people are known for calling kids monkeys.
Didn't we talk about this in the episode when we was talking about white mamas and black babies?
Yeah, I
told you I worked with somebody, and she was a white woman. Married to a form of a black man, and okay, get it together, Nyambi. And she said her thing for her baby shower, her baby was the jungle and monkeys.
Yes, it was monkeys.
It took all my might to be like, sis, you realize you're having a black child? And then all her white friends, because she only got a half a black friend, was like, oh the little monkeys coming. I said, God monkeys. Damn it, I can't.
Little monkeys. So white people, they call
think
kids.
That shit is cute.
They call kids monkeys and shit. That's why it's called a jungle gym when you go play at the what's the name, because they call their kids monkeys.
But I tell you what, I don't call no black child a monkey.
Shit, I don't even call a kid a monkey. Nobody.
Start calling white kids.
I'm just gonna go up to a little white kid.
You monkey.
Oh, look at the little monkey. Little monkey.
Look at the baby saltine. Look at the oyster. That's what we're gonna call them. The oyster crackers. The oyster's the little cracker. Look at the oyster.
Mm-hmm. So, I definitely think it was very insensitive.
But I think I'm fatigued, so I might not be in the right frame.
So you microaggression fatigue?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. It's like, what's that commercial? It's like your nose blind.
I ain't even smell it.
You don't even smell it no more.
I said, maybe they just ain't mean it. I don't know.
Oh, shit.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm a little fatigued. I don't know if it's for my travels in Detroit. Mm-hmm. Or just been going back and forth, but when I seen it, I was just like, Jesus.
Yeah.
And then all the niggas on my time, I said, too much.
I told you, there's no joy in being woke because you can find something to rally the niggas up. You
think it was intentional? You think it was racist? Yes. All right. Never mind. I shouldn't ask you. I don't know.
I think it was insensitive. So, I was looking at somebody. I can't remember who who it was on Instagram, and it was like just laying it out because people was dragging the parents like why you let
I think that's inappropriate.
why you let your child do this and blah blah blah.
And meanwhile on a ranch, some of these folks got kids with booger nose and old clothes, and you know what I'm saying. Don't come for his parents. Some of y'all niggas, nope.
But what they was just saying is that most of the time the parents don't even know what the kid was wearing, nor did they have a choice, nor did they know what was coming out until it actually came out.
Because I'm sure they have 20, 30 outfit changes, honey.
Yeah. So they just don't know until then. So you can't really fault the parents to be like, well, let me see everything my kid wearing. Because most of the time what they're saying is that
and you sign a contract that says as long as the kid isn't in danger, you know what I'm saying? You really don't have no choice. Like what's it called? Their image has been signed over.
Right,
you sign over their image,
likeness
right?
and stuff.
Yeah, their likeness. You sign that over. Because the thing is, that might not even been on the shirt, but they can go and Photoshop that in if they want to, and the parents still won't know.
You still won't know.
Yeah, I thought that was wrong. I will take a firm stance on that. Y'all need to be dragging that child parents, knowing some of y'all or your cousins, aunties, uncles is badass parents, honey.
Shit, y'all probably badass parents.
Come on, horrible. You done got you some new red bottoms. Your kid with them raggedy ass clothes, booger nose, ain't eating bologna.
Hold up. You are definitely a child of bologna.
I am a child of bologna.
You love
but
a good fried
the niggas talking about,
sandwich.
but I'm grown. I ain't feeding that to my child. They get ham.
Oh, like that's any better.
Shut up. So it is wrong. What happened to H&M is wrong. I think our boycott can be under 6 months though. Just right in time for the summer.
Oh,
so I can get a cheap sundress.
So you can get you a sundress, nigga. Girl, bye.
What? But I think so how about instead of protesting H&M, how about we support a black brand, right? Instead of just saying we done this, like how about we just flip and support a black brand, or do what Nyambi and Niram's doing? We're doing a January and February fast on spending. Actually, me, Niram, and Nia. So we're only buying things we need. It's no wants this month. And so that means you're going through your freezer, cleaning out all that frozen bullshit, using up all your dried beans, all the canned shit. This 2 months is when they get used. So right around the end of February, early March, when you do your spring cleaning, remember when you open your windows and all that, clean your cabinets, deep clean your refrigerator. That's when you start buying some stuff you need, right? So that's when you're trying to buy new clothes. So it's good timing for it. So H&M ain't getting no money from me regardless.
Like I said, I wasn't never standing for H&M. Them niggas don't fit me, so I don't even go in that damn store nor I pay them any dust. So.
Yeah. I mean, and
I've always boycotted them niggas.
They're not the only brand to do it. I think it was Adidas who had something too. They had it. It was called the Predator, and it had some black guy who was a soccer player. But I think it's like the name of the shoe. I don't know. That's his nickname or something like that. But it was just a black man with Predator under it.
Oh,
that could be offensive.
Yeah.
And do I understand they mean predator on the field and all that?
Yeah.
Yes, but the way people are crafty now. Yeah. I just don't know if it was a smart move. Or like maybe it should have been more action. Maybe they shouldn't have had a mugshot esque. Is that how I'm saying it? Did you see that one? That Adidas one? Yeah, so it's Adidas and it's Predator. And I'm like, ain't nobody talking about that one. And I think, again, it might not have been racist, but I think it was racially insensitive. I think it was culturally insensitive. But, what you gonna do? Yeah. You go to the images. It was like a black man on it. Oh, they probably done got rid of that, honey.
Probably.
But I'll show it to you.
Gotcha.
Oh, I'm sorry. This your check in there. This your pillow talk, honey. Go ahead.
Yeah, it could have been pillow talk.
It sure could have.
What else I'm looking forward to? Black Panther, the album.
The second trailer came out.
Yeah. But what I'm excited for is motherfucking Kendrick Lamar's with an S. Is EPN.
Okay.
Black Panther.
What mind frame is he in?
The album. What mind frame
he in? Damn mind frame or the one with that station wagon or that bus or not the bus?
Good Kid, Mad City.
I like both CDs, but they're two different mind frames.
You already know what mind frame. It's going to be a mixture of both. It's Black Panther, so it's going to be Good Kid, Mad City. Damn Good Kid, Mad City.
I have what's it called? A confession. What's Black Panther gonna be about? Was it? So is this his? What's it called? What's the story when they tell it where he came from? Or is this just we jumping in? And I'm expected to know something?
No, they gonna.
What's it called when they tell his life?
An origin.
Is this his origin story? Because I think I need that.
It's gonna be a mixture of both. So
I don't
know if she even had this conversation on because they're gonna drag you.
me
Yeah.
for speaking my truth like Queen Oprah told me to do.
Okay.
What did Oprah tell me is my weapon? What did
So-
Oprah say?
Your truth. All right.
Is
So
don't do that.
excuse me.
Was you burping in it?
Yeah, I tried to get out the microphone way. So Black Panther, Wakanda is a country, one of the richest lands in the world. However, it poses itself as a third world country. But these niggas got all the advanced technology shit and everything. Think about if Apple or Microsoft had a planet or a country.
They do. Silicon Valley.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then these niggas come through. So the thing is, every visitor who has came there never survived because they don't want the whites to know where
they kill white people?
all the visitors, everybody who come visit Wakanda never survives and never comes back because they usually kill their ass because they don't want nobody to know where they at.
And on average, they're white.
Yes.
Is this real?
What?
Is this really a comic book?
Yes, this is part of the comic book from what I remember. Shit.
All right, come on.
And it's pretty much like just talking about the stories and hardship T'Challa, because I think like he's like a prince and his father
his daddy
died.
done God damn it, we can't get away from that in our Black family dialogue, can
Shit
we?
going through some turmoil.
Is
and he got
Angela
these-
Bassett his mama?
Probably.
Jesus. And Michael B. Jordan his brother,
Yeah.
and Lupita his sister.
Mm-hmm.
Did he have a girlfriend?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't remember all that. But
I'll figure it out.
so
y'all.
it's like it's pretty much basic black people tropes.
Mm-hmm.
Father die, who's the king? He the next up. He got and then he the next up.
How he get with the Avengers? Or I shouldn't worry about that.
Yeah, baby, that's
I just like to know what's going on.
Okay. Would you like to read some of the comic books
By T. Hassie Coates.
by Ta-Nehisi Coates? Yes. Okay.
His reading be really dense, and that might be too much for a comic book.
All
Is
right.
it a dense comic book? I'm giving myself a break from academic
It's
reading.
It's an interesting.
Are they
read.
using like academic words?
No.
Are they using like Bell Hooks words?
No, they're not using any bells
Or jargon from the pedagogy of the oppressed?
It may be a little bit.
I don't want to read it. I don't.
But I oversimplified it. But
What you
it's
did?
oversimplified it. Simplified it.
Okay. I didn't think that was the word.
Look, I know you ain't talking.
Hey, Oprah told me.
Okay, Oprah said, "Living your truth."
Speaking
But
your
this
truth
this
is the most powerful tool we have. And my truth is, I don't know what's happening with Wakanda.
Okay.
I'm going to be there and probably be there twice.
There's a wiki on it. You can get some backstory on. Start there.
Okay.
Google is your friend.
I will, because it's coming out. Well, actually, Proud Mary come out. Oh, that's not better be my update on Friday. Proud Mary come out on Friday. Another movie I have no idea what's about, but I'm going to be there.
She assassin.
I mean, but you know what? Finish now.
What else brought me a little joy?
What?
Eminem coming at the Joe Button on that chloroseptic chloroseptic.
Chloroseptic? What
remix.
Joe Button say to Eminem?
Well, you know how
Just being Joe Button. Just Nyan being Joe Button being Nyan.
the
being
thing
Joe
is
Button.
this: like when you're in the media, that like what you do is critique. You critique music. You critique. I can't even get out. Critique everything.
Yeah.
Like hell, we even critique shit. So
Yeah, but I do it with the shit sandwich.
okay.
Joe don't always do it with a shit
So
sandwich.
Eminem threw some subs at him. Like you sit there on the stage and fold your arms and talk about my album Whack, or like looking at the track list and you heard the song and talk about the shit at Whack, or why I'm too political and blah blah blah. And then he's like, I lost half of my fans base and I still sold more than you. I said, ooh,
Dick swinging
spicy.
contest. I mean, if we're gonna have real talk, I don't know if anyone in hip hop is really selling albums. Different episode.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
So it's just interesting to see that. And then
Was it a good disc? Was it better than the rest of the CD?
I would truthfully,
And that's what Joe gonna say. He
I
inspired
wish-
him to do that.
I wish
Because I know Joe Button ways because I have them.
I wish Eminem came with that same energy on the album.
And Joe Button gonna be like, "You're welcome."
I wish he would have came with that same energy because that
But maybe they taking Eminem back to the place he ain't trying to be. See, niggas will do that to you. They'll take you back to the 2008 you, and you're trying to be in the 2018. And maybe Eminem was trying to align his chakras and shit, and Joe Budden took him back 10 years.
Okay.
That's just like Mary J. Like, everybody say her albums were trash when she in love, but when she going through shit, it's bad. People love to keep you in shit.
I know.
Eminem, Joe Budden, hug it out.
So, I wish Eminem had the same energy for that album that he did for this remix, because his verse on there was flame fucking emojis.
I didn't see it or hear it.
It was flame. I'll play it for you later.
Okay.
Flame emojis.
All right.
The best verse I've ever heard from Eminem in a long time.
Oh.
What else we got going on here? This is just something about net neutrality, because I try to keep y'all folks up abreast of what's going on. So the Democrats are trying to force the Senate to vote on net neutrality.
They better vote right.
So the thing is like, it's one of those
right.
things where it's, since the Republicans have the majority in the House and the Senate, but what they're trying to do is force them to make a stance on net neutrality to help the Democrats in 2018.
And then go back and redo it.
So they have this thing called like the Congressional Review Act, and they only need like 30 senators to like come up and like force a vote for the FCC net neutrality to like repeal their vote.
Yeah.
And what they're saying, and like some of the news stuff, is that it's one of those things that is a lost cause, but what they're doing is trying to
pull
it back up, and
and so when it's re-election time, say, sir, madam,
you didn't like net neutrality.
I mean, I see. This is white witchcraft, because I don't know why I'm so upset today. I need to take my maca root or something, Primrose oil. But I see net neutrality is the same as these Second Amendment rights, right? Right to bear arms. Like I see not right to bear arms. What am I thinking about? Like free speech. Like I see net neutrality is free speech, basically, or action for the internet.
Yeah.
So if you're for free speech, you should be for net neutrality. I do not see how they're separating those two out. I just don't see, especially with these conservatives, constitutionalists, whoever the fuck they say they are. If you're for our First Amendment rights, and I'm really throwing shade at the motherfuckers who let that hate speech and shit slide through, you absolutely should be for net neutrality. If not, you should be actually more liberal on what people do and how they do it, right? So I need a conservative to come break that down to me on how that doesn't fall in line with their core values. Am I missing something?
No. So that's...
I guess the money part, right?
Yeah.
I guess trying to monetize it.
Yeah.
But I thought we trying to... No, I guess it's not the government then. Like, I thought the purpose of Republicans and the Conservative Party is for small government, right?
Right.
So again, why are they fighting it? That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out what is the undercover behind this. So what are they distracting me for something, or something bigger than net neutrality that I'm missing? Is they having conversations on the dark net and Crackle Barrel and shit I don't know about?
I think it's a mixture of them getting paid off by big companies
so it's the
to
big
lobby
company.
to lobby against
They
it.
just got that big ass tax cut.
I know.
Fuck.
And
what
then
is going to be the implications of that shit to us?
But the thing is, they got that. What company was that had the tax cut, gave out like bonuses, and
what are you talking about? Which company? Hundreds of companies did that. Because again, back in Detroit, so everybody working for companies, everything from the bank to Bit 3, everybody, I got me $1,000 for my company. They taxed it though. They taxed it at 30%, so it was really about $700, but they got it. So I can only imagine how much money these corporate companies got if they're giving each employee $1,000.
But wait though, it was a company that gave a bonus and then like the next week laid off like 500 people.
Bye.
I don't know which company it was, but I remember seeing that like such and such brand X, Y, and Z, and it was a big ass company. Let's say it was like Macy's, and this is just me allegedly, gave employees bonuses, and then following next week laid off 500 employees or some shit like that. Something crazy.
And it's just gonna get worse, right? Okay, I'm taking a break between now and like I'll kick back up on this political thing, probably closer to April or May. Because it's going to be a rough election cycle, ain't it?
It is. It's going to be a rough one.
It's going to be a rough one. And I'm not even talking about for the representatives or council people, whoever you're voting on. That's going to be easy. Just circle the Democrat. And I usually don't say that. I usually be like, read up on the people. Not on this time. We got to play dirty, honey. We need majority. Just circle the Democrat, do partisan, straight down, honey. But what I think is going to be difficult is all the, not amendments. What are they called?
What?
you know, they have like the different things you vote on.
Yeah.
That's what's going to be real complicated this year. I think they're going to muck up that writing, and nobody going to know what the fuck they're reading, and they ain't going to know if to vote yes or no. It ain't the people. You know, before I think it's more like, you know, you really got to read up on these people. No, vote straight Democratic. We got to be like the Trump supporters. We got to be like the maggots. Partisan. If they got a button that just circle that. Just look for the color. Just look. But I think what we're gonna have to be focused on is these. It's not amendments. What are they called? You know what I'm talking about? Like these proposals.
Yeah.
I think that's
like propositions.
I think that's where they about to get all our monkey asses.
Yeah, because I think it's gonna be that shit.
No, and I think it's gonna be a shitload of them. Usually it's only 3, 4, maybe 5 in a rough year. I bet that bitch gonna be a booklet in 2018. And you know, in some of the propositions, I gotta read them 2-3 times.
Just to say what?
What are you asking? I remember when I was in Michigan, I was voting. They was voting on some shit about birds and bird shit.
Millet.
And the doves. I said, what the fuck is this? No vote. No. I would be like, what's it called? No contest. What does it say? You don't have no confidence to vote for it.
Right.
Not available.
I'm like me. What the hell is a millage?
You know what you say? You got to abstain your vote.
Yeah, I abstain.
So I think that's what we're going to have. Not who we voting on. I think that's a little bit more explicit for us this year because we already see how the Republicans roll. They going with stupid, right? Mm-hmm. So we got to go straight Democrat. Like, don't vote for no fucking independent. So if you're independent, Bernie, get on the fucking wagon. We don't have time for this shit no more. Jill Stein, cut the bullshit. This year we got to be very intentional. Yes, and I usually don't say, like, I am definitely a person, read what it is. No, not this year. Because Donald Trump was the motherfucking president and it's not happening again. Vote Democratic. If you don't vote, I know we have a friend who came to us who was having brunch. And, you know, we're a real open group, right? So we open to everybody, you know. It ain't too much you can say to shock us, right?
Mm-hmm. Unless you're
Where
a
it come
rapist.
to you. We said who?
Unless you're a rapist.
Yeah, we don't. Well, that ain't gonna shock us. You gotta get the fuck on.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't shit. Get the fuck on. But so you could pretty much come to us with anything, right? So you can be like, well, I got an open marriage. We do this, and I believe in God. Like that. We open to have conversations, right?
I'm an atheist or whatever.
It doesn't matter. Stuff that really would be hot topics in Black communities.
Mm-hmm.
We let that roll off our back. That don't shock us. But our dumbasses, we had brunch with a group of all the folks with the end name, so the Kwanzaa crew, right? And one of the Kwanzaa crew members was like, I think it was it Brock second? Term? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, sorry, President Obama. I ain't got too comfortable, honey. Been around Donald Trump. And we were talking about, of course we're gonna vote for him, blah blah blah. You know, this during the Obama eras, everyone was living nice, and then they told us, oh, we don't vote. It was like, you know, in movies when all the noises stop. You don't vote. You would have thought they cursed our firstborn. We didn't fucking play. And it's like we didn't understand the concept. We were like, what do you mean? You don't vote in you don't vote in your city? We understand that maybe you don't live there, but you're not voting in the president. What? Like we just couldn't understand to the point where I was like, well, give me your vote. And he was like, that's illegal, Nyambi. I said, I just give him a suggestion. So we take this voter shit very seriously. You remember that?
Yeah, because I was like, oh, you cannot believe in Jesus.
And we was like,
that's okay. But nigga, you got to believe in voting.
You don't believe in democracy. Now we what's it called? Patriots.
Yeah.
You don't believe in democracy? You just don't know what the ancestors did for us? Child, you had thought we were... Who was we near him? Yeah, we don't play about that not voting stuff.
Yeah, man. So that's my update. You want to go into a Black Love story, or do you want to go into Pillow Talk?
No, let's do Black Love Story. It's Wednesday.
All right.
So this week, Black Love Story come from Mr. and Mrs. John Doe. Oh, they want to be that's kind of sexy. So they want to be mysterious.
Yeah,
or is that really their name?
I don't know.
Either way, I kind of like it. So shout out to y'all. So the first question is, how long have your spouse been together and or married? So they've been together for 17 years and married for 12. I always think that's a nice area, right? Because I feel like we either get the folks like, I've been together for 4 minutes or we've been together for 50 years. But it's something about that 17, 12, what we'll say 10 to like 15-year range that I think is some real wisdom there. Because I think a lot of growth happens.
Yeah, niggas that went through the 7-year itch.
Absolutely. You done gained weight, you done lost weight.
Right. Probably had a
physically,
kid or two.
emotionally, had some loss, right? Those are really imperative years that a lot of shit goes down. And that's how you really can see if you got the test of time. So I'm very interested in this. And it said, how did you first meet? It said at our HBCU, smiley face. My husband wanted to date me, but didn't know how to approach me because I was a year older than him and I was a part of sorority. He had my soror's boyfriend introduce us, and we talked on the phone every night for 2 weeks before we actually met. He was a good old country boy with a big heart and green as hell. Them be the best, though. And I was spoiled city girl with air quotes, daddy's girl on the front of her truck who was tired of those city boys. So I decided to try something new. And 17 years later, here we were.
Oh, she ran all over that country ass nigga.
Why you say she ran over him?
Because y'all know how them city girls be.
What?
Look,
would you consider me a city girl?
Yes.
What? Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, them country dudes, they talk a little slow.
They listen.
And they be like, well, I don't know. And you be like, come on, give me that wallet. Give me that wallet.
She said, give me that wallet. Give me that wallet. Let me hold on to that for you. Well, y'all city niggas, I don't got no money.
You city niggas, you already know game.
There ain't no wallet. The money in your Timberlands, in your sock. I don't got no wallet. Nigga, where's your money?
But the country, yeah, come on. I'm going to make you my woman. Come here, let me open
Don't do that to a country boy. It's something nice about a country boy. If I went with you, I'd be with a country boy.
I bet you would. Run right over him.
Ain't nobody run. It is still waters run deep, right?
Oh, okay.
It's something about that. Mm-hmm. And I like how she even said that he was scared to approach her because she was a year older. Is it something about you're a city boy? You dated older women, right?
Yes, I have.
Oh, I'm
Ain't
sorry.
me, not me.
How much older have you dated?
7 years.
How the fuck was that?
I was just a young gift.
Oh, you're lying. What happened?
I was just a young whippersnapper providing the pain.
Oh, so it wasn't really a relationship.
It was more. Yeah, I was.
She was the sugar mama.
Yeah, and I was a sugar baby.
You was a sugar baby. This is green.
I wasn't green. I already knew what it was.
Oh, and you appreciated it.
I sure did.
I
gave her that peen. We went to the movies, had some good dinners.
This nigga say he went to the movies and got some goopers.
Look,
like a kid.
No,
and some Sour Patch Kids.
No,
Jesus.
I said I gave her that peen. Yeah. We went to the movies, and then we got a good dinner afterwards.
Who paid for it?
She did.
Jesus.
Nigga, she
what
said.
Was the age? How old was you in the 7 years? What was the age range, Nirams? Huh? Because this is making me want to vomit. What is this age range?
I was like 17, 18.
What?
Yeah.
Did your mama know? No.
Yeah.
No, she didn't. I don't sit here and lie on your mama.
Okay.
She did not know because I know she would have prayed over you. In her. I dated older. One time. The thing was, we got together when I was so young, right? Mm-hmm. So I think I was right at the age where I started to date a little younger. Mm-hmm. I think the oldest I dated was maybe 5 or 6 years older than me too. Mm-hmm. And it was weird, right? Because I think he had a son. And I think that's where I think he's seen on my eyes push the brakes. He's like, would you like to meet my son? I said, no.
Typical Nyambi.
He was like, oh, I respect that. I said, you didn't have to. It just, no. I was just not amused on being anyone's stepmom. Uh-huh. Like, that was just not in my plan at all. And he respected it, right? Uh-huh. We went on dates and everything. Like, I think he took it in my head as me being, like, super mature. But it wasn't. It was the complete opposite.
Naomi said, I ain't playing, mama.
Yeah, like he had no chance. But I think he read it as like, oh, wow, that's super mature of you to be like, let us get to know each other. And then, no. But he was super nice and looked super young. But I think he was older. Actually, you know what? He might have been closer to 8, 9 years old. He might have been closer to 30. Oh. And I was like in my early 20s.
Oh. How early? 20.
Early. I don't know if I could drink, honey. Uh-huh. Nor do I know if he knew that.
Oh, really?
I used to lie about my age.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
That's that Leo energy.
Look, while I'm reflecting on it, I don't know why. I think I remember I told y'all when I was in high school, because like the thing is, you either date the folks you went to high school with, or you couldn't. Like you either dated them or you were their friends. And I chose to have a lot of the males at my high school as my friend. So when I dated other guys from different high schools, like I wasn't trying to have this is before the fake book of the faces, where you can just lie to niggas. What? Because you don't got time for folks tracking. Because that's how you don't remember being like at Fairlane or none of the malls and they be like, oh, well, who you know? Because it's always like 3 degrees of separation and shit. I ain't had time for that. And be like, oh, you know so-and-so? Nope. And you know, I got a shitload of cousins. And we kind of favor a little. And I don't got time for them knowing my cousin. Then my cousin, they find out my cousin. Then they tell my auntie. Then my auntie talking about that. I don't have time for that.
Yeah, because your family.
My family, it's big and it's closer than you think.
Them niggas got a phone tree.
And somehow to get back to somebody. It because you ain't talked to in years. And they just say your name. You be like, how the fuck did that get back, right? And the thing is, I had a group of cousins that's all in my age range. So, like I said, I got cousins now all the way from 60 to 2 months. Yeah. So even when I was in that age range, when would you start dating? What, like 13 to like 18? So we all 13 to 18. So, and we we stretching all the way from Detroit to Royal Oak to Inkster, Westland, like it's a fucking the whole Metro Detroit area in this bitch. So you can't really date nobody that don't know the Nyambe clan. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I got to throw them off the plan. So they be like, "What Nyambe is?" Oh no, that ain't my cousin. She in a different grade.
Oh. Okay. Can we go on with this black love story?
Okay, I done got distracted.
You're like 40 minutes in.
Shut up, Daryl.
We're going to do updates in the black love story. Call it a day.
Oh, okay. It said, when did each of you know that your partner was the one? So it said, for me, after I had broken up with him after 5 years of being together. Oh, shit.
Yeah, okay.
Did we talk about this? We were in our early 20s. Oh, no. We were in our early 20s at the time. I started dating an older guy. See, I was right in line. I started dating an older guy who was actually amazing and who was falling in love with me, but I didn't see myself having his kids when I thought of my life 10 years in the future. Yeah, and he old as hell. And he said, my husband, he was headed to war, and I realized I was no longer going to be there for him. He wrote me every couple of days, even while I was dating the other guy, until eventually I let go of my pride and chose love. The Notebook had just come out. That damn Notebook. That movie still be on repeat. Make me cry every time. We both watched the movie separately because he was still in Iraq at the time, and immediately wrote to one another mentioning the movie in our letters about how it reminded us of our love for one another, even knowing that the other person was doing the same thing. That is when he knew. That Notebook. Near me like the Notebook. I have it.
I know you love the Notebook. It's two things you love.
What?
The Notebook and Gone with the Wind.
And I'd be scared to admit Gone with the Wind, but I love Gone with the Wind.
I'd be like, why you like that shit?
I love Gone with the Wind. When she be getting them drapes and wrapping it around, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. That's the shit. Scarlett O'Hara is a ride or die bitch.
Next.
No, but this is what's up. He was in the war?
Yeah.
It's something sexy about folks in the war.
What's sexy about it?
Shit. You protecting shit. What? It's just me? Okay, I'll stand alone in my truth. It's just you protect. You ain't got to do nothing with the war. You like, what'd you do? A chef? That's so you was protecting the food.
It's just the way you said it.
What?
He just protecting shit.
It is. It's very sexy.
Okay.
It says, what's the key to the success of your... And also, I don't know if they're going to talk about this. I don't talk about this 5-year breakup. And having the courage to say kick rocks.
Right.
Sometimes you need to do that, right? And test it out. So
that
shout
was
out
good
to that.
To her.
Come on. What's the Jasmine Sullivan? I'm in love with another man.
I'm in love.
And you know what I'm talking about? That song will make you cry even if you ain't.
Mm-hmm.
Because she said, I know he don't treat me as good as you do. Come on.
Oh, man.
Later. So it said, again, what advice would you give young married couples? So it says, communicate. For example, if I had communicated my level of unhappiness to my husband years before our air quote affair, it might have saved me the hurt. Come on, it's the truth though. Come on, let me read this sentence again because she about to say a word. Okay. So communicate. For example, if I had communicated my level of unhappiness to my husband's years before our air quote affair, it might have saved me from the hurt I felt when he cheated. Come on. He cheated for multiple reasons, but the main one was because he said he felt like a second-class citizen in our home, and that was because I stopped catering to him. Come on. I put all my time and energy into our 3 kids because at least they gave me something in return. He had gotten comfortable and I felt devalued and underappreciated. I'm a medical professional who cooks, cleans, and give pretty good, come on sis, and give pretty good damn head. But I started to withhold these things without having a conversation about how I was feeling in my marriage. Then my father died and he was not there for me emotionally, and I resented him for that, as you should. But through his individual counseling to deal with his rejection issues stemming from being adopted and having no connection with his biological or adopted parents, he honestly didn't know how to be there for me. So I say all of this to say, eventually our own issues and insecurities will show up in your marriage if you don't address them in some way. But God, thank God I was strong enough that I loved him enough to stay and give Black Love another try. If that wasn't a damn word, and y'all better listen up to this shit, where you want to even begin breaking that down? Because that got to be unpacked. Because I know some folks weren't listening. I know folks are getting ready for work or driving home, baking with the kids. But sis, bruh, cuz just gave a whole word in that damn paragraph and spoke the truth and highlighted how beautifully and perfectly Black Love is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Come on here. You got something or I got to go back?
Sheesh, I'm still reading it over and over again. Just trying to unpack this. So I'm trying to figure out the years before their affair. Like, is she talking about the affair that they was kind of having while he was at war?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. Because that's the other thing. We might need to invite them on. It's levels to this affair game, right?
Yeah.
It's emotional. It's physical.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's, come on.
And then, everybody had their own hurt, shame,
Everybody
and defeat.
got their own hurt, shame, and defeat.
And you see how she has some issues going on, and then you know what people do, and they had these kids because they got other life issues going on.
Don't do that.
So they try to have these kids.
Liam, don't try to. Wait a minute.
No, I'm
wait
just
a
saying.
minute. Wait a minute.
In order to distract themselves
wait a minute, Liam.
from the pain and the defeat that they got going on. So then they put all these energy into these kids.
T-minus 6 months till we talk about kids.
Instead of putting that energy into their own damn self or into their relationship. But instead they put in these damn kids because they feel like these kids is a good ass distraction.
ROI, and they ain't.
And you think they only there because they be like, "Mommy, I love you. Give me hugs and kisses."
But they users.
But they parasites. They done parasited off your ass for 9+ months.
They're users.
And then when they leave your ass, now you're lonely.
And 18 with they sugar daddy.
Right. Getting peen at 15, 16 years old because these kids just be sneaky as hell.
Yeah.
Now you are hurt, shame, and defeat, and you got to go back and relive all the shit that was hurting you back in the day.
I mean, it's just so many words.
I know. It's a lot. It's a lot going through.
But I appreciate our brothers because both own they shit, right? Mm-hmm. So I do believe this, and I think I'm in agreement with them. When you're in a committed relationship and you truly love each other, of course you can come back from an affair or I think you can bounce back from any of that, right? Mm-hmm. So I love that their love stories highlight that it ain't over till it's over.
Yeah.
But also how both of them took the ownership.
Yeah, it did.
For cheating, right?
Yeah.
So I think if a cheatation happens in a relationship and both of you truly love each other, for you to move past this, both of y'all have to take the ownership in what piece of that cheating you had it. Whether you the cheater or the cheatee, you have to.
Everybody at fault.
Yeah, if something went down on multiple levels in that relationship, and being able to truly own that is something that's underrepresented. And I'm with sis who said what she said.
You talking about the cook, clean?
She said she cooks, she cleans, she caters to him, and she give him good head.
Well, hell, she started withholding that good head. Then what that nigga do?
Come on, because she felt devalued and underappreciated. Damn. Why? Because he couldn't connect. He wasn't connected to intimacy. Why? Right. Because, you know what I'm saying, his background growing up, right? We think he done dealt with that, right, and put them demons away, but they was just buried under the surface. When we talk about that with men, how whenever shit happen, if you don't work through that, when the situation presents itself, you right back to where you started.
The more you know.
It's just so many words. And just trusting in, they said counseling. And I like how she said individual counseling.
Yeah, because you got to do it separately, and then you got to do both.
Individually counseling to really go through and address those things, and then the faith that they had, not only their relationship but their higher being. Jesus a Jack.
This nigga went to war.
He went to war, right? And I don't believe anybody who goes to war, you come back the same person. Like I said, I ain't never been to war except with white people. In everyday life, but that what's wrong with you, Near? I'm trying to make a point. That ain't funny.
Okay, go make a point.
I've never been to physical war, the westernized definition of war, but I know in my war capades with white people, it could be traumatic. So I could only imagine, you had guns and a different world. You know what I'm saying? The level of trauma that you're going through. So that's an added level to it.
It is. So, that's a lot. Oh, let's unpack. I think you forgot one, baby. I think you skipped over one.
What I skipped over?
I think you skipped over the key to success.
Oh, what it was? Oh, communicate. that was the first one.
The key to self-discovery on both partners' behalf.
Oh,
what you learn.
did I do that?
No, you skipped that one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I did the advice.
Yeah.
All right, so I go back. Let me focus. So they said the key to success of your relationship, Oh, actually, this is a good way to read it, though. So it says self-discovery on both partners' behalf. When you learn to love yourself, air quotes, self-worth, then you're able to love your other half the way they deserve to be loved. Placing your spouse's needs above your own. But this only works if both partners are doing it. More specifically, the man, because if a man pours into his wife the way he should, both physically and emotionally, he doesn't even have to ask because she now feels like his queen and will give anything to make him happy in return. Sounds cliche, but a happy wife equals a happy life. Also, if one partner feels like they're doing all the giving and the other partner's doing all the receiving, then eventually the partner who's been giving stops and the other person feels rejected. Meanwhile, they're clueless that they've sucked all the life out of the other. You got to fill up them love tanks.
Mm-hmm.
You got to fill up them love tanks and knowing when it's getting on empty. And like our last episode, you got to know love languages. So if you're doing one thing and that's not how they receive it, you think you putting all this work into them and you ain't doing nothing but putting air in the tank. Ain't no gas here.
Just filling it up with water.
Just air. It ain't water.
Oh.
It's just air. You can't see it, can't feel it, can't touch it.
Right. I just
Till you were there.
I just been touching Naomi all today.
Whatever.
I know her love is physical touch. So I just been touching her. Listen, when she walked by, I grab her booty sometimes.
Okay, now it says, anything else you want to tell us about her love story? Am I reading it or just you?
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, I want to say that black love can be ugly. That's what I was trying to say. Can be ugly and beautiful at the same time. The ugly of our love story was our affair. It was a 3-night stand over the course of 6 months that started with the chick who propositioned him in a nightclub. No emotions involved, so it made it a little easier to get over because I wasn't competing with another woman for his heart. But it still hurt like hell. I have never felt hurt like that, even in comparison to death of my father, of which I was a true daddy's girl. As a woman, you go through marriage like, okay, what am I going to do if and when he cheats? But I've never asked myself, how bad would it hurt my heart? And being so angry that I literally wanted to physically harm him, which I did. Oh. He still got the scar above his eye to this day. I'm just saying, he wasn't getting off unscathed by no means. You know what it is. You just pop him in the fucking head. But the beauty of our black love was the forgiveness. Come on. I offered him in the redemption of our love for one another and our commitment to this shit committed to do this shit the second time around for each other and our kids. We are more in love today, 2 years later, than we are when we got married. There is a level of true intimacy that has been cultivated from the whole situation that honestly we both glad it happened to us. We are stronger, more spiritually connected to God, and we are having the best sets of our lives. I realized I married a guy with some serious emotional baggage, but like most black women, we think we can love the hurt away. But we can't be their wife, mother, therapist, maid, cheerleader, and hoe. Come on! It's just too much, especially if you have kids, of which we have 3, and the affair happened after the birth of our 3rd child. Girl, so you raw, you don't put your body through this. Oh yeah, I would have whooped his ass too. So just another nugget. Don't have children where you and your spouse are not on solid ground. Recipe for disaster.
Message. What the fuck I say?
You did say that.
Motherfucking people be having these kids and trying to use it as distraction.
Stop projecting.
The things that's going on in their life, and they be thinking, if I just have this baby gonna bring everything together, and that don't be the case. The baby fuck up everything.
I don't know if the baby did, but
I'm telling you, these long nights, you ain't got no damn sleep, and you and your partner going back and forth. Don't nobody want to take care of this damn kid waking up at 3 a.m. in the motherfucking morning. Don't let that motherfucker sleep in more than 30 minutes at a time.
Near
just saying.
You need to work through these issues you're having with children.
I'm just saying.
Next,
this is the whole
I'm not
thing.
done reading this.
Okay.
This is really touching my heart. I've never shared anything personal like this on the internet. After listening to one of your recent podcasts about doing a show on cheating, I figured this could give you a lot to discuss, especially because there's so many types of affairs and layers in marriage that can lead to the breakdown and, most importantly, the redemption. Come on. So I hope our story can help save some marriages and give some women, men the courage to stay and fight for their marriage, spouse, and family. It can be a beautiful thing. We read a book called Sacred Marriage, and the biggest takeaway from the book was 2 things. One, what if marriage is to make us holy, not happy? And true intimacy isn't formed in a marriage until years 12 through 15. Didn't we just say that? 12 through 15, and usually follows a traumatic event, such as an affair, death of a child, sickness, and a lot of us give up before we even reach these numbers and then try to start all over again with someone new, with their new set of issues in a cycle that just repeats itself. But on the flip side, please don't know if you just married to a grimy ass person who is a serial cheater and disrespects you in your union with one another, then that's a whole different story. But there's nothing wrong with giving black love a second chance.
You got to
That
bring
was a
them
word,
on.
wasn't it?
Yeah, y'all want to talk about this anonymously?
I think I'm just curious on their viewpoints, right?
Exactly.
Like they ain't got to talk about the affair or anything. I'm just curious on what their viewpoints on this. It's a lot of stuff to unpack. So, what is to have this black love and having 3 children, right? In this day and time, and what that means and how you balance that. Sis is a medical profession, so that means she busting 50, 60 hours a week. I'm assuming he works for the military, right? So he's a career military man. You know what I'm saying? So how do you even balance that? I don't know. It just seems like a lot to unpack and moving through that.
And then, also dealing with traumas.
Her father passed away, right?
Dealing with traumas, personal shit that's from the past and everything like that.
Yeah, and how do you own that type of stuff? But I think this is beautiful, and I think it is a great conversation to be had. I think we talked about our experiences with cheating before, but I know, Nyambi, I stand firm that I do think relationships can make it through affairs and cheating. I think relationships are built to make it through a whole lot of that because we're human, right? So if it's not a cheating or an affair, it's going to be some other, like Brussiska said, some other traumatic event, right? That you have to make a decision that you either leave or you stay. And you move through there. I think that's why it's so important for you to be particular about who you chose and why. And moving through that. But I like I said, getting back to cheating, I am a firm believer that you can't work through cheating, but you got to be ready to be raw.
Yeah, you got to do the work.
You got to forgive. You got to be ready to tell the truth and nothing but the damn truth. And truth meaning yourself, why you did it, when you did it, if you're going to do it again, like all that stuff has to be open in Front Street. But I do think the flip side of it is something beautiful. Yeah. Right? If you can work through that.
You can work through anything.
You can work through anything. What's your thoughts, Neerams?
You took all the words out of my mouth.
Okay.
No, but, just to, reverbalize everything you said. I do think, people can bounce back from cheating. You really do have to go through the rawness of the hurt, shame, and defeat.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot to say of going through and trying to figure out your own personal traumas because as Black folk, we all got them.
And what is it triggered by?
And what triggers you and what not triggers you. This whole thing of trying to figure out like how to move through all this stuff when you have kids going through, when you have kids in some instances it's better for the kid for y'all to be separated, right? Because I can imagine it's going to be a lot of cussing, fussing, yelling, breakthroughs, crying, and how do you do all that work, right? And still be there for your children. Yeah, like I was telling you, I remember being at a point and looking at my mom and dad like, why don't y'all just break up?
Yeah, because you got to go through the mess to get to the other side. No, but this is inspiring, and I think this is something that's not talked about, right? This redemption piece. I think Beyonce tried to talk about it in Sandcastles, but y'all niggas weren't here for it.
Sure was.
When Jay-Z was barefoot on the carpet in a fetal position, y'all wasn't here for that, and I love that second half of the CD. Why are you laughing?
They was not here for it.
I love the second half of that CD about forgiveness and working through and building a strong foundation because that's what it is. Because nobody's perfect, right?
Yeah, we all human. We all imperfect. We are perfectly imperfect.
Yeah, but I will say this. I keep saying I will say this, but I personally think an emotional affair is. I'm with Brustis because I think an emotional affair is much more harder than a physical affair. What do you think? Is it a man thing? I think an emotional, like when somebody got your mind. That's a different part. Body, we can work through that, honey. You know what I'm saying? You can work through who you're having sex with, who you're feeling,
right.
We can learn different moves.
That's
you can teach me, or I can teach you what I like or you like, right? We can do that type of stuff, right? Because I think it's the excitement by it. But when somebody got your mind.
When you got the mind, you can't get the body.
I ain't bouncing back from that. That's a hard one to bounce back.
Right.
And I think it's something more particular. But you think a physical affair is a little bit more?
No, I agree with the mind. Like I said, it's just penis and vaginas rubbing against each other.
Absolutely, yeah.
But hey, you got that mind, you be thinking.
That's a more intimacy
you start be
level.
thinking,
who is this nigga?
Hey, who is this nigga? That is she thinking about this nigga now?
Oh. When she days out the window,
Right.
she no longer talking to the Lord.
When she gazed out the window,
She think about her other life.
right. She look at you a certain way, and she never looked at you before. You had to think. You had to second guess yourself. She think about this nigga.
Oh my God. But that's insecurities you got to bounce back from. And then an emotional affair also looks very different than a physical affair. A physical affair is very easy to track down, right? Whatever you define it as a physical affair in your relationship, be it kissing, making out, or actually having sex. You know, I think it varies for a couple. But an emotional affair, how do you pinpoint that? How do you be like, oh, this is just my friend? You know, like, how do you clearly define, like, you crossed the line in an emotional affair? How would you define it, Nero?
I think that's hard because when you got people who are your friends, but I think it
you know, like, that's a very thin line.
So there's the thing about like being a friend and then taking it like a next step further.
What does that look like?
And I think, one of the things to look like is performing things or doing things that you wouldn't do if your partner was around.
Like? See?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I always think it I'm a millennial, so I think in a text message. So if I don't want my partner to see my text messages, I know it don't went too far.
Mm-hmm.
Or you start like downplaying them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the. Actually, I've had this conversation with Nia before because I told him he got to stop playing boyfriend to these bitches.
Yeah, you do.
I said they got a man, and you ain't him. These bitches having emotional affairs with you,
right? And you just warming up the pussy,
and you not even getting. Come on, what? Now this what Nia and Niram say. I ain't add this part. What y'all say? What you say?
I said he just getting the pussy wet for the other nigga to beat it up.
Come on. Cha-ching, bing.
So now you all empty.
Because you done invested these boyfriend, husband behaviors, right? And then here come her sorry man.
Warmed up the pussy, wet it up.
Come on.
And then she done gave it to somebody else.
Come on.
So at least you get something out of it. You ain't even getting nothing out of it.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah,
emotional affairs. We're going to have to put a pin in that one and really unpack emotional affairs because I think that could be a tricky one.
It is.
I think sometimes people don't realize they have an emotional affair also until it's too late.
Mm-hmm.
Until it's about to cross the line physically.
Yeah, until they about to be like, well, you know what? I might as well do the dang thing.
All right.
And that's how you know.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. and Mrs. Doe. That should be the name of their podcast or blog.
Right, Mr. and Mrs. Doe.
That sounds very mysterious, but I do appreciate them showing the redemption because I think it can be redemption. I do think that's the beautiful part of a relationship.
Yeah.
It's the redemption piece of it when you come out on the other side stronger.
Yeah, I agree.
Pillow talk?
We had an hour. Do you want to do pillow talk or do you want to close it out?
I just want to briefly talk about some things. Can we do that?
All right, let's do it.
Can we just do quick stuff and then we'll come back and talk about a little bit heavier stuff? Because Friday, I hate to start sentences like this, but I'm going to. I read this on BuzzFeed. It was a letter from a 27-year-old girl who was dying, and it just touched my spirit. And the quote that stood out to me was, be ruthless when it comes to self-care. And Friday, maybe we'll talk about this idea of being ruthless when it comes back, because that's something I truly want to unpack. But briefly, Golden Globes.
Yes.
Nero. Queen Oprah. Black people want. Transparency. Oprah told me to be. My truth is powerful. Right. What was that quote? Why I keep forgetting that quote. Speaking your truth is the most powerful tool we have. I didn't watch it.
Truthfully, I don't know who won. I hope all the black people who was
happy. I think
got one.
What's his name? I almost called him Randall. He won something.
Okay.
I think Lena won something in Aziz.
Okay. Aziz
for that episode I was talking about.
Okay.
But so I'm happy about that. So I'm happy everybody won. I'm happy everyone did this unity and wearing black. It was a few white feminists. You don't like black?
You can talk now.
I'm glad everybody wore black in unity. It was good to see everybody come together. It was a few haters who wore red or clueless. I don't know. Was it racist or racial? I don't know. Queen Oprah, can we talk about how she looked snatched? Like, we're going to get to her speech. Can we talk about how she looked gorgeous up there?
Yeah.
Jesus, her hair is so thick. What bundles are those? Like, Jesus. Can Oprah come out with a hairline? Why she with that soup line? Oh, that's good. Queen Oprah, I don't like that. I don't like this. I don't like that food line.
Oprah, we really don't do food. But, you got to think. Like, it ain't for us.
It's for them.
It's for them.
That's right.
Oprah don't get her money from us.
I was an Oprah owned subscriber for years.
But you ain't buying nothing from the favorite things.
Yes, I did. I would buy the cheapest item because I was poor.
Oh, okay. Because, she teamed up with Amazon
And said,
and had that Amazon link.
Yeah.
So, she got all that Amazon money.
All them affiliate links.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I'm telling you. So, it ain't for us.
It's for
them.
Because I was like, Queen Oprah, why are we doing this frozen food, Queen Oprah? I ain't going to say too much.
Because them.
They want it. But
They
I will go for a hairline.
They
because when I tell you
them
Queen
lean
Oprah
cuisines.
hair, they eat them lean.
They be eating them lean
I can't
cuisines.
stand the lean cuisine.
And what's the other one?
I don't eat them.
Marie Calendar or
Oh
something
my
like
God,
that.
it just tastes like sodium.
They be tearing that shit up at my job.
It just tastes like high sodium.
So, Oprah got in it because, them.
Because of them. It wasn't for me.
It wasn't for you. You don't eat Marie Calendar and
Queen
lean
Sugar
cuisine.
was for me.
Yes.
Okay.
But
this
old
wasn't.
soup, that ain't for you.
That ain't for me. She ain't have collard greens.
No.
Okay. All right, I let it go then. But we can get into them bundles.
Yeah, her hair did look
We
luscious.
can get, for Oprah can sell and I'm buying it, we can get into them bundles and we can get into those glasses. Because every time I see Queen Oprah, she got a bad pair of glasses
I think those are Warby Parker.
I don't know, but they were bad.
I think
And you know what else I can get from Oprah? Can we get some Spank gear, some undergarments? When I tell you Queen Oprah be snatched up in them gowns, how she be snatched like that? So she can sell bundles, undergarments. So not Spanx is the name brand, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Them girdles, honey, take it old school.
Yeah, spandex and stuff.
I get into that, and we can get into my glasses.
Okay.
I'm ready for Oprah to come out with those lines. Well, hell, they said she's trying to be president. Anywho, she won this award and she gave this great speech and inspired all of us. I know what stood out to me, what Queen Oprah say. Usually a lot of things she say out to me, but something I just keep repeating in my head is speaking your truth is the most powerful tool we have. So, like I said, that quote I think resonated with me the most. Like the idea of just speaking your truth. And I'm getting closer and closer, I think, to my truth. And I don't know, it just resonated with me.
Speak your truth, Nyambi.
I know I got to speak my shit, like it or not, right?
Yeah.
So just really get into that space. So I appreciate Queen Oprah for saying that. But what is this foolishness about y'all saying she running for president?
If she is, I'm okay with it.
Me too, but
I'll vote for her.
Really?
It don't matter. I'll vote for her. If she runs 2020,
Did you say I'm voting?
I'm voting Oprah.
Exactly. Folks don't have no choice. Especially people who vote for Jill Stein. Of course you'll vote for Oprah.
Anybody but Donald Trump.
Which that's the new quote.
Look, it can be a goat. Just a random goat.
No, what's the set style? Sylvia.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Oh, yeah, that sex robot.
We got to bring that back. Because you called that before it came
I
out.
told y'all, and niggas was looking at me like I was crazy. Everybody be looking at me crazy when I'm like, I'll be speaking that shit. But they be like, nah, Nero, I don't believe you. And then bam, hit you in the face, sex dial.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just appreciated Queen Oprah. She's like that auntie I feel like everyone looks up to and just touched by white hands, but still gorgeous. Like, it was the truth. What else do you want me to say? But I'm really not into like those award shows. So Golden Globes, Oscars, Grammy, those never really stick out to me. Those white spaces don't really validate me
Right.
or mean anything to me. But I do, I guess I should say, it's a hard one for me, right? Because it doesn't do anything for me. But I do understand and respect, like, the legacy that they had. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I understand this is the highest honor you can receive. Like, so I respect that. But, it don't make or break me.
No.
But I appreciate that Queen Oprah took the time that she could have talked about anything she wanted. But she took center stage and she talked about that. I was going to be shady, but I'm not.
Okay.
I was going to talk about the white women. And you got to be careful, Queen Oprah.
Gotcha.
But, nope, I'm going to leave it alone because they did their best.
So and I don't even know if I just should keep this to myself or just.
You probably should. What is it going to be? I'll let you know if you should.
It's the wearing black thing.
But in solidarity. Why you don't like that?
To me, wearing black is equivalent to wearing pink for breast cancer.
I mean, it's symbolic. It's not meant to
I
create
know.
action.
Yeah.
It's level. Look, this is my academic trait. It's levels to when it comes to advocacy, and that's the very bare,
That's
superficial,
super basic,
but it's still
superficial.
important.
So I just keep it at that.
It's a symbol. That's exactly what it's supposed to be. It's not a policy. It's not an action. It's a symbol. Right? So when our children, what's that thing we put on Instagram? It's going to be 2038 and your kid come in as you drinking, sipping Cristal and putting on your diamond earrings. Your kid's going to be like, in history class, we learned about 2017. You want to talk about it?
No.
And you just drop your crystal. What the fuck? We do not talk about 2017 in this house. I think that's the same thing. So when they look back on the Golden Globes, they're going to say, 2017 was the blackout. Or they were all like, I think that's what it's supposed to be symbolized of. Do I think any action going to come from that? No.
No. And I think that's more or less less where I'm at. Like I'm a man of action and just
Yeah.
wearing the color. You know,
Meanwhile, in Versace,
yeah,
it wasn't even like black-owned designers, right?
Right.
Or people of color designers, right?
What are you wearing? I'm wearing a black Tom Ford suit.
They could at least did like people of
Right.
color or women, because this was about women.
Yeah.
So maybe all women designers, right?
I'm
Something
like,
in solidarity.
What the fuck are wearing a black Tom Ford tuxedo
This
really
is
doing
Versace.
about? It's really gonna do for the movie.
This is Chanel. This is vintage. This is couture Chanel.
So that's more or less the thing I had. It's like even when when the NFL do like that pink shit and be having like pink gloves and pink.
And you
socks
like
and
put
all
your
that
money
stuff.
where your mouth is.
Yeah.
Take at least half the proceed and give it to Susan G. Komen and this bitch.
Yeah, so
Fuck pink.
that's more or less where I'm at now. But like I said, I can just keep that to myself because really ain't
it's valid.
really ain't got nothing else nice to say. It's like the very basic, bare minimal. Like and I almost feel like it's something that white people do so they can feel good about themselves. Well, I wore black for solidarity.
And now maybe we can even look these celebrities into, because again, I think this is a different subject, but when you reach this level of celebrity, right? They're not really a part of the general population. Like they're not really. How much they know them?
Yeah,
Yeah. How much do you really know? Yeah. It's a disconnect, right?
yeah.
It's a disconnect. And I know a lot of these, women definitely went through, sexual harassment and those types of things at that level, but it's different. It's different from their experiences with Weinstein and all that stuff than Barbara in accounting deal with her boss, right?
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying? Like Barbara don't got no choice. Barbara got to keep her job.
exactly.
Do you it's just, again, we're going down to Joe Budden. Joe Budden's spirit been all over our podcast.
We just mad Joe Budden.
But again, that's cute they did that, and I hope they continue to do these things, and more importantly, use their money.
Action, money.
Policy.
Policy.
They don't got to do no action. Just send money. Because I don't want them creating no policies, honey. No offense. What? I don't need I don't need Randall and Beth creating policies for me.
Okay,
We got policymakers to do that, but we will take Randall and Beth's money.
absolutely.
Thank you. We gonna talk about a couple more things or no? Justin Timberlake CD. I ain't listened to it. I ain't fucked with him since Future Sex and Love Sounds, and I did that undercover because we were still supposed to be mad at him because of Janet.
I only listened to one song, and it's a song that was produced by.
Timberlake.
No, it wasn't Timberlake. It was
It's Timberlake on it anywhere.
It was Pharrell.
All right, Pharrell, be careful.
And the thing about Pharrell, like sometimes his stuff is hit or miss.
Yes.
Lemon, dope as hell.
Oh my God, Lemon's sickening.
Grinding, dope as hell. But some of that other stuff,
But
you
Happy. I'm sorry.
super catchy.
It was good for Baby J. It was a hit for the 3 and under.
So
We can come back. We don't have to.
let's put a pin in that. So I feel like I'm actually gonna give it a good listen whenever
Okay.
it fully
We'll
comes out.
sincerely critique it later.
Yeah.
All righty. It's a couple other things I want to talk about. We can wait save for Friday. I'm talking about Dr. Umar too. Y'all done sent us receipts on him.
Motherfucking Tariq Nasheed. I don't know if are these niggas beefing? Because Tariq, when you look at Tariq Nasheed's
Who's
Instagram,
Tariq Nasheed?
the dude that be giving out the Coon Awards.
Oh my God.
You remember the little coon that's on like a Soul
Oh
Train
my
thing?
God. Why did I not know this nigga?
You do know Tariq Nasheed. Let me pull it up for you, baby.
I'm sorry. What he done did?
He just be coming for Umar, and it's I hate to get life from it, but it's interesting.
Umar, like I said, I done put out my statement on him. He's my favorite hotep.
That's all you got.
That's all I got. Of all the hoteps, Umar's my favorite because to the death, Umar will claim Frederick does this. What is Godson?
No.
Oh, what does he say?
Brother.
Shut up. He believe it though. Now it's to the point where it's like, did he really believe it? Now I'm challenging mental
Look,
stability.
Tariq Nasheed, there are
What is it?
more receipts coming out again, about Papa,
Why they calling him
aka
Papa?
the Prince of Peach Cobbler.
Oh no! Oh, so supposed to be the Prince of Pan Africanism. Oh, Tariq.
aka the Prince of Peach Cobbler.
No, we're pushing this because I'm not in the mental mind frame to break this down.
I'm telling
Because I ain't
you.
reading none of the receipts. Just tell me this. Please tell me he at least have a degree.
Yeah, he got a degree.
Okay.
But he don't have a license.
Ever or it lapsed?
Ever.
Well, Friday we'll talk about this Hotep Hogwarts again, because you got to have a license as a psychologist.
You said nowhere.
He ain't claimed to be okay. Nope.
Nowhere at no time have I ever claimed to be a licensed psychologist or
Clinical
psychiatrist.
psychiatrist.
I am very much interested in meeting the state board, as I do plan to earn my license credential in the near future.
Not if they ban that ass, honey. All right, Nero. I don't want to. I got to read through the receipts.
So it's just a lot, because they was talking about, well, how you gonna go in front of the board talking about you can get your license stripped when you ain't got one.
So what they bring them up against? Oh, for lying?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, semantics. There's a lot of other stuff going on.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You got to be careful about that semantics. Again, I'm not taking up for the king of the Hoteps.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say? The prince of the peach cobbler. I'm not taking up for him. But again, I always come out with white people. Right?
Mm-hmm.
White people always do slick shit like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
As soon as a nigga try to do some slick shit.
Yeah, it's semantics. So, I'm a licensed whatever. He might be like one of those other
You need to stay like certified.
certifications.
Yeah.
Like, licensed educational
Consultant or some shit like that.
psychologist or whatever.
Let me read up on it. I want to be fully versed. I don't want to talk crazy.
All right. Well, that's all I got. So, good episode.
It was a great episode, especially that black love story.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Though. We might have to reach out to you because I don't know. Your story just touched me. Like y'all got something to say. I hope y'all writing this down or something. Like y'all got a ministry. Look, I ain't been to church in a couple weeks. You got a ministry in y'all. Even the way you wrote it, like I felt connected.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Absolutely.
So to submit your Black Love Story, go to blacklovematters.com/love story. To submit your questions for Kitchen Table Talk, shoot us an email at blacklovematters@gmail.com. To leave a comment about anything that we talked about, go to Black Love Matters. We got that SoundCloud, and also we got that voicemail, 508-784-1111. That's 508-784-1111. Talk to you guys later, and remember, love is ever evolving.
Peace.
Peace.